welcome ladies and gentlemen, Eddie D'Souza at the Cool Cat Recording Studio, and
I'm Jessica Myrna.
Welcome to
You're the Star.
Today in the studio we have David Ellis. David, thank you very much for coming in. Awesome poems.
Thank you.
And maybe we'll just start the questions right away. How long have you been writing poetry?
Pretty well, as long as I can remember. As soon as I could pick up the pencil and put the rhymes together. I'm not too sure when I got started, but my memories are kind of faded out back that far.
So who inspired you to write poetry, and where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, who would be like from many of different family members and friends and stuff along the way. Like it would be hard to just say one person in particular. Like new inspiration comes from different things all over the place all the time. So that's kind of a hard question to just put onto one particular thing too. It's kind of a widespread variety. Like my grandmother, for instance, is one of the family members that, you know, was very important and everything, and she had books and stuff of poetry that I used to read as a little child and was into a lot, and the first time I ever read the poem Annabelle Lee, I was like hooked on it. So there's a lot of stuff like that throughout the years that accumulated, and next thing you know, I'm into it.
Excellent.
I think you can tell by your poems because they're all quite different. As I was listening to you, I had to listen really closely. Poems are kind of hard when someone's reading them. You have to listen really closely to everything, but they were very good, very talented. Can
you possibly tell us the reason why you're promoting your poetry at this time?
Well, it was just because I was discovered that I was epileptic, so I wasn't able to continue really working in the line of work I was in, or much of any other kinds of work very well with the condition I had, so I was trying to find some other way to make a living, so I figured I might as well try being a writer.
For sure,
making something out of all these poems that I write and never do anything with.
Yeah. Well, you were in heavy construction before, right?
Yeah.
So how supportive are your family and your fiancé?
They're very supportive. They're always there for me when I need them, and they're really important to me. Always behind me.
Right on. Maybe you can tell us some of the things that you're grateful for.
Grateful for pretty much just still being around to see what I can see, and that makes new things to be grateful for every day. Like being able to have the sun above you and the grass under your feet and new things to go experience every day. Just grateful to still have life to go live.
The simple things.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're not writing poetry?
I spend a lot of time playing with my dogs. I have a couple of pit bulls that I play with and spend a lot of time with. They're cuddly little things. But yeah, no, I listen to lots of music and spend time with my family and friends and just hang around pretty much.
We're going to go and listen to some of David's poetry now.
Standing. How long it seems must I wait in this place, missing my free world of open space. They said after being here long enough we might be able to find whatever it is that needs fixed in my mind. So odd it feels to be disabled yet still inclined to search for a path out of the blind. Never giving up only seems right to a heart that was born to live through a fight. But isn't there a fight in life for us all? So clench your hand and rise from every fall. For no battle is too big or too small. Everything worth standing for is worth standing tall. Words. This day to my words I return. My soul is twisted in its own way with a strange burn. They tell me I must find something new and that I'm unfit for the old. So I wanted to speak to you. I wanted to speak loud and bold. To say that life should be more than living day to day, hoping that something worth waiting for will come. To tell everyone I can see their love and hate in a way, and I know what it feels like when those feelings are numb. I won't be quite like I've been before. These thoughts I'll share, and many more. The way it feels to lose your mind, when every memory fades within a month, and life seems like a dream. The way it hurts trying to unwind. Sometimes the pain in my mind makes me want to scream. But still here I am, back with the words, where I began in all my dwelling of thoughts. The thoughts that push in herds, but still I control my mind's terrible blots. The message I'm sending, if it's not so clear, is that I hope you don't ever have to end up here. A thought. Yes, sometimes life is simply a thought, and it'll come to you, ready or not, and out of the blue, sitting in the grass on a sunny day, or stuck in a rush with the world in your way. If you let your mind wander for what is right, you'll find that it's hidden right in plain sight. With the people you've loved and who love you still, you'll find a feeling that can warm the coldest chill. Yes, it's simply a thought when you think it through, and sometimes sending that thought is all you can do. Life. In a world full of lies, when all's ripped from your arms, when another bullet flies, caused by the liar's charms, will we all be together in a pit of despair, asking and pleading to know how we ended up there? Will my mind be lost in the everyday, even if a bullet never flies my way? Should one consider himself lucky to be tossed into hard times? It's like a diamond that needs to be crushed and cut before it shines. One's brain tangles and twists under the questions of the world. Imagine what might happen if the answers uncurled into the mind and into the light. Imagine being able to know without ever having to find the path that is right. To be ready for what's next without fright. See it now, for it was always in sight. Strive toward it with all your might. For the love of yourself, for all that you have, for the love of your family, and for the love of the land. See that each day is better than the last, and I hope that you can understand that nothing in life is perfectly planned. It comes at you fast, and sometimes you're slammed. But it's never too late to turn it all around, crawl out of the pit and get your feet on the ground. And when we're all free at last, we can all share our stories of what went past. The Star. I've read poems of old and poems of new. I've felt their words hit me and pass right through. For moments at a time I've felt whole and true, and so I hope I can pass that feeling to you. The feeling of love and happiness to learn that understanding is a talent that's hard to earn. Understanding life at the pace that it flies, and still having time to admire the skies. I'm not Robert Service and I'm no Edgar Allan Poe, but if you lend me your ear, I'll share what I know. That life is very hard, whomever you are, and if you never move a muscle, you'll never reach that star. The Path. What to think of the things going on. Are they all right, or are they all wrong? When people are hurt and feeling blue, how do we help them and what do we do? We say it will get better and everything will be fine. Then usually we hope and pray for some sort of sign. But this feels different. There's no praying at all, and no sign no matter how long you stare at the wall. You know that means it's become time to act, or your time will be gone, and that's a fact. Yet but how do you know what is the right path? You never will, so smile as you go, and don't forget to laugh. Truth and Love. We can all say we wish to be remembered at our best. Every one of us every day must turn and face this test. Have we made the mark we wanted to leave with our fellow man? Did fate take us down the road, or is it still to play a role in the plan? Even if it did, others' lives are still at hand. It seems sometimes words are all we can leave to those we love, and pray to whomever you may that they know what you're speaking of. So let us speak our words clearly, so that all understand. Truth and love will always be the greatest treasure of any land. Beauty in the Sun. Have you ever stared at the sun like a magnet that you just couldn't fight? Once it's caught your gaze, do you only see an awkward light? Or do you see the shapes and the colors that are hidden in there? They'll captivate your mind, so beware. Such a thing of beauty, the sun up in the sky. Now and then I can't help but let it catch my eye. A ray of light that we've always had, through all the good and all the bad. As everyone has learned to walk and run, we've always been under that same sun. As I look away, my eyes are in pain, yet but somehow I can't help but look again. The beauty of life pours from it everywhere. My worries float away and I relax without a care. The light shines so bright that I can barely see. Still I wonder why my gaze will not break free. It's like I'm waiting to hear the secrets of its youth, things that I probably wouldn't understand anyways, to tell the truth. And so I walk away. I've had my fun. Another day I'll stand and wonder while I'm staring at the sun. That's
Very good. So David, thank you very much for coming on. It's really, been
Thank you, David.
be good listening to your poems. So, and I'm wishing you the best of luck with your career.
Thank you.
Okay,
Been good being here.
right on. Okay, and the studio audience, we're not going to have a jam today, but thanks for coming in.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye for now.